Hey Rough Cutters, it's CaliCritic here, and I welcome you guys once again to the Rough Cuts Wednesday. Now, I know I've been switching up between all the types of genres or collections of movies I've been reviewing lately, but I'm going to stick to one for sure now. And it's going to be a special one because the Emmy Awards are quickly coming up later on next month, and ironically, they happen the day before I start my first day at college. So what I'm going to do, since HBO has the most Emmy nominations this year out of any kind of network yet again, I'm going to review several of their miniseries, their made-for-TV movies and stuff. I'm going to try to review as much of the Emmy-nominated things that they've had in their history. And I'm going to kick things off today with their newest movie, Too Big to Fail. Too Big to Fail is directed by Hanson, who directed 8 Mile, LA Confidential, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and a whole bunch of other films. And it's written by Peter Gould, who's a writer on one of my all-time favorite shows, Breaking Bad. The movie has a massive all-star cast. You got William Hurt, Paul Giamatti, James Woods, Topher Grace, Matthew Modine, Billy Crudup, Tony Shalhoub, and a whole bunch of other talents in this. And you even got Edward Asner as Warren Buffett. Great casting right there. The main bulk of this movie centers on the financial economic collapse of 2008, and it centers on the main players who helped bring together all the different companies together in order to band together for government assets so they won't have to declare bankruptcy. But it's a very treacherous journey that it takes to get that solved. William Hurt plays the former Treasury Secretary for the presidential cabinet back when George W. Bush was president, and he is the main driving force of this film. He does a sensational job in his lead role, as you really feel for his character for a lot of the hardships that he must endure because he's being hit with like one potential bankruptcy after the next from all the companies that were breaking down during the time, and he just nails down the character so well. But if there's any other standouts that go along with William Hurt, it's definitely Paul Giamatti and James Woods. Paul Giamatti plays the Federal Reserve Chairman, and he ends up cracking a couple of pretty good jokes in this, but at the same time, he manages to blend together the very dark comedy along with the seriousness of his character, and it's something that Paul Giamatti has been able to do so well in his career that he just delivers yet another terrific performance. But even for how much I would praise William Hurt and Paul Giamatti for their performances, James Woods was surprisingly great as the CEO of Lehman Brothers, one of the companies that has to file for bankruptcy in this. His personality is mostly one note because his character is like suffering the most because his company's gonna go to bankruptcy, the stocks are plummeting, and you really feel for him throughout, and he really nails down the anger scenes especially because his character is angry more than half of the film, and that's something that James Woods manages to do great. Like, the three of them are all nominated for Emmy Awards, and they definitely deserve it after seeing this film. Now, for the rest of the movie, it doesn't really rank up with the acting. Like, of course you already know what the ending is gonna be like, even though there's some very well-written dialogue in there. And Hanson's direction is decent, but he doesn't make anything mind-blowing out of it. However, I do have to give big credit to the filmmakers for giving us a very realistic depiction of the financial collapse during 2008, as everything is just perfectly represented. Even some very great archived footage as mixed together from news footage and even The Daily Show out of all things. Too Big to Fail is not one of HBO's greatest original films, but it is still a very solid piece of filmmaking guided by 3 very great performances from William Hurt, Paul Giamatti, and James Woods. Look forward to them to get some attention for the Emmy Awards, of course, which their 3 are nominated. I really hope at least one of them wins. I'm going to give Too Big to Fail 4 out of 5 stars. So I thank you all for watching, and tune in next week where I will do yet another review of an HBO movie or TV series that's up for nomination for this year's Emmy Awards. So in the meantime, I'm CaliCritic. Find my channel CaliCriticReviews, of course, and I'll see you guys later.